Hello and welcome to this session on some useful pandas methods. Today we will be talking about the pandas apply method. We will start off by taking a look at the documentation for the apply method, and here it is. We have some essential parameters that we'll focus on for this session. So the apply method is applied on either the data frame itself or a specific column of the data frame. You will pass it the function that will be applied on each of the rows or columns of the data frame or the series column itself. The axis will specify if the operation will be applied column wise one after the other or row wise one after the other. Let's move back and take a look at a very simple example. This is our data set. The data set is basically the first and last names for 6 folks and their test scores. What are we going to do here, and what does the apply method do? The apply method basically lets you apply a function to a series or a data frame, which will either work column wise or row wise, right? Very similar to the Python's built-in map method if you've ever used it. If you haven't, that's fine. Let's take a look at the example now. What do we want to do first? As an example, let's try applying a method that gives us an idea of whether the student has cleared the test based on their scores or not, right? Let's write out a very simple method that does this. Let's call it def get results. You will pass it the score. It will check if the score is greater than or equal to 35, which is the passing score, and it will return the value pass if so, else it will return fail. This is our method. Let's apply it on to the data frame column score. What are we going to do here? We are going to apply this method on the score column, and all the values within the score column will be checked. We will then store the pass or fail result into a new data frame series or column called results. So let's do that. We will call the data frame column results or result. We will use the score column. We will use the apply method, and we will basically just pass it the get results method. Please note that we are passing it the get results method name and not using braces here. Let's run the data frame example first, then run the apply method. Let's print the data frame, and you will see that we have the first name column, the last name column, a score column, and a new column called result with pass or fail values. The last two students have scored 21 and 32, which is less than 35, so they have failed. We can also use a lambda method and achieve the same result. Let's try that. Let's create a new column called df score squared. As an example, I am going to just square the values of the scores. Let's again take the score column, use the apply method, This time we will pass in the lambda method lambda x colon x squared. This will basically just square the value that is being passed to the lambda method. Let's print out the data frame, and we'll see that there's a new column called score squared. Apply has gone through the scoring column, used the values and squared them. What else can we do here? We can also do the same operation going row wise. This time we went column wise, where we went through one column, which was a score column. Let's now use the same apply method to do an operation that goes row wise. Let's take an example of creating a column called full name, which has the full name of the student as one complete string. This will have to run on all the rows by picking the first name and the last name and concatenating them together. Let's do that. We will create a new column called full name. Use the df.apply method. We will pass it a lambda method this time. Very simple. Lambda with the argument row, a formatting string that basically takes the first name followed by the last name. Let me give it a quick look over to make sure that the syntax is correct, and we will follow that up by the access parameter, which will be equal to 1, which means that the operation should run row wise. Let's print out the data frame, and we will see that there's a full name column with the full name concatenated together. That's it for this session. Thank you for joining in.